B. Pollard, Ronnie Ancona, well and truly found herself out in the cold in EastEnders after Billy Mitchell, Perry Fenwick, refused to let her worm her way back into his and Honey's, Emma Barton, home. Billy was left reeling earlier this week when he discovered that B, who he long suspected was up to no good, had taken out a credit card in Honey's name, racking up thousands of pounds worth of debt. Honey contemplated going to the police and reporting her for fraud, but knowing B could go to jail, she reconsidered. Billy, however, was less forgiving and ordered the lodger out of their home. In a bid to get revenge on Billy, who she felt always got in the way of her bond with Honey, B tampered with the ladder that he was all set to do the guttering with. But little did she know that it would be Honey who would scale the ladder, resulting in the former market inspector suffering a devastating fall which will leave her out of action for weeks. Ian Beale, Adam Woodyard, suspect sinister B, was the one to blame for the incident, with Billy sharing such a theory. B, however, cleverly covered her tracks, claiming to have been working at McClunky's when Honey took the tumble. Honey forced Billy to apologize to B, who used the situation to her advantage, hoping to move back in with the couple upon learning that Honey will be needing surgery. Billy, however, saw through her game and told her off, ordering her to remove her belongings from their house before he got home. B once again attempted to secure her future under their roof, gaining entry to the property and making food, but her efforts failed to have a positive effect on Billy, who once again ordered her out. As the episode came to an end, B was seen sleeping in McClunky's against a number of bin bags. Is this the end of her attempt to remain in Honey and Billy's life? Has her reign of terror come to an end? You'd think so, but there's one part of this storyline that hasn't yet been realized, and it will likely spell more heartache for Billy and Han. B, as viewers will recall, previously downloaded what appeared to be an AI app, which she used to record Billy's voice, before simulating a fake message from the market tradesman. What exactly she intends to do with said app remains to be seen, but, with Honey out of action in hospital, will B perhaps use this as her opportunity to prey upon Billy's vulnerability, and garner the voice recordings she'll require to create fake conversations with the patriarch, which she could use to drive a wedge between he and Honey. It's going to get so much darker for Honey and Billy, star Ronnie Ancona warned. I would say that B increasingly spirals, and she becomes more dangerous as a result. In the cold early hours of a grey Walford morning, the square felt quieter than usual. The market stalls were only half open, rainwater clung to the pavements, and whispers followed B wherever she walked. Just weeks earlier, B had been untouchable, confident, manipulative, always 3 steps ahead. Now everything was collapsing around her. Inside the cafe, conversation stopped the second she entered. Kathy gave her a wary glance before returning to the coffee machine. Honey quietly gathered her things and moved tables. Even Freddie, usually friendly to everyone, avoided eye contact. B noticed every single reaction, and it terrified her. Got a problem? She snapped loudly. Nobody answered. That silence hurt more than any argument ever could. B marched back outside, her hands trembling as she checked her phone again. No messages. No missed calls. Nothing from Billy. Especially nothing from Billy. The one person she thought would always defend her had finally turned away. The truth about BA's manipulation had spread across Walford like wildfire. Her lies, her schemes, the emotional game she played with Billy and Honey. Everyone knew now. And after the explosive confrontation at the Vic the night before, there was no fixing it. She had lost the square. And she had lost the family she desperately wanted. As B crossed the market, she spotted Billy unloading boxes from a van. For a brief moment, hope flickered across her face. Billy, she called softly. He froze. But he didn't look at her. Please, B continued, her voice cracking. Can we just talk? Billy finally turned, exhaustion written across his face. What's left to say? B swallowed hard. I never meant for any of this to happen. Billy laughed bitterly. That's the problem, B. You never think about anyone else until it's too late. His words cut deep. People nearby pretended not to listen, but everyone was watching. I cared about you, Billy said quietly. We all did. Honey tried to help you. I tried to help you. But every time someone got close, you twisted it. Tears welled in BA's eyes. I can change. Billy shook his head sadly. No. You only change when you're caught. Then he walked away. And just like that, Bea realized it was over.
Later that
Completely
evening,
over. Rain hammered against the windows of her tiny flat. Boxes lay scattered around the room after her landlord demanded overdue rent. Final notices covered the kitchen counter. Her bank account was nearly empty. Everything she had built in Walford had vanished. Bea sat alone in darkness, replaying Billy's words over and over again. You only change when you're caught. For the first time in a long while, guilt finally began creeping in. Real guilt. Not fear. Not anger. Guilt. Her breathing became shaky as memories flooded back. Every lie she told, every person she manipulated, every cruel thing she justified because it got her what she wanted. And suddenly, the silence inside the flat became unbearable. Her phone buzzed. Bea instantly grabbed it, hoping it was Billy. But the screen showed an unknown number. She hesitated before answering. Hello. At first, there was only static. Then a voice. Low. Calm. Chilling. You really thought this would end with you losing a few friends? Bea's face drained of color. Who is this? A soft laugh came through the speaker. You ruined people, Bea. Did you really think nobody would come back for revenge? The line went dead. Bea stared at the phone in horror. Her heart pounded violently. At first she tried convincing herself it was a prank. Some stupid Walford joke. But deep down she knew something felt wrong. Very wrong. The next day things got worse. Someone had spray-painted liar across her front door. A brick smashed her living room window just after sunset. And when she returned from the shop later that night, she found photographs pushed through her letterbox. Photos of her. Taken recently. One outside the cafe. One near the laundrette. One standing alone outside her flat. On the back of the final photo were 4 chilling words. You deserve what's coming. Bea's hands shook uncontrollably. For the first time in years she felt genuinely vulnerable. She ran straight to the Vic, desperate to be around people. Noise. Light. Safety. But when she entered, conversations instantly stopped again. Phil noticed her pale expression. What's happened to you? Bea tried speaking, but emotion overwhelmed her. I think someone's following me. A few people exchanged doubtful looks. After everything Bea had done, sympathy was in short supply. Kat folded her arms. Maybe someone finally got sick of your games. But Linda looked concerned. Leave it out, she warned. She looks terrified. Bea pulled the photographs from her bag and placed them on the bar. Silence spread instantly. Even Phil's expression darkened. This ain't funny, he muttered. Linda gently touched Bea's arm. Did you call the police? They won't believe me, Bea whispered. Then suddenly, the pub lights cut out. Darkness swallowed the Vic. People gasped. Someone screamed near the back. And in the chaos, Bea felt a hand brush against her shoulder. A voice whispered directly into her ear. You've got no idea what's coming next. The lights flickered back on seconds later. Bea spun around wildly. But nobody suspicious was nearby. Only frightened faces. Her breathing became frantic as panic fully consumed her. Because deep down, Bea finally understood the horrifying truth. Losing Billy. Losing Walford. Losing everything. That was only the beginning. Something far darker had just begun. And whoever was targeting her wasn't planning to stop until Bea had truly suffered. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.